What up? What up? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start this show by being transparent. And yesterday I went 4-2, so moving in the right direction. And we did have a best bet winner on the show with the Grizzlies. The dirty dog cashes once again with the Grizzlies plus 15. And before I get to the chat, I do want to say something. I understand it's hard to take some of these dogs. It's not the sexy pick. When they're losing sometimes in these games, you're thinking, some people think, why did I end up taking this team? Why am I, betting on these bad teams? It's 48 minutes in a game. And you know, just wait for the full 48 minutes before you you come to a conclusion. And these dirty dogs have been good in the chat. I get people, people would tell me people don't like to lose these dogs. I understand because when you're losing on a bad team, it makes you feel even worse. Like whenever a dirty dog is going bad, I get a million people messaging me, and then I don't think people feel that same way about favorites. So it is what it is. I think that comes with it. But I had somebody telling me that every time I bet one of these big dogs, they don't win, and I'm like, that's completely not true because that's been the most successful thing for me over the past month or two. That's been the theme of how we've been making money with the dirty dogs. So just wanted to say that. Nathan, first in the chat, he says the Bulls see red. I was surprised to see them come back, but that was one of those fishy lines. Like, why is Minnesota just the 5.5? And at the end of the day, happy I didn't take the Wolves. Happy I didn't take Bulls team total under. Prolific says, want to thank the later show with Wham and Babano helping me fade the Thunder yesterday. Josh Cast, they did. And one of my losses was the Thunder. I ended up going on them just because it had reasons, but it didn't work out. Boofer, let's see what he says. The chat replay doesn't record the comments after the stream stops, but yesterday, there one chat member getting cutesy with the comments about the best bet. I'm sure he'll mention he won his minus 15 since the plus 15 was obviously a terrible best bet. I don't think he bet them. I wonder who it was. I missed it. I got to go back and check. He says, point being, if you don't like the best bet, that's fine. You don't have to bet, but you don't need to be catty about it. Very good point there from Boofer. A lot of people are not going to like those dirty dogs. They're not. And that's okay with me. Oakley in the building. Daniel reminding everybody to hit the like button. David ready to get to work looking at those Warriors today. Hello, Miss Tasha. And let me shout out the chat. Here, I see Tasha, and she gave us a nice winner yesterday. And she dodged a bomb with her winner. So I'll start off with her. The chat overall did not have a good day. It went 15 and 18, so we have to do better here today as far as that's concerned. But Tasha had the Pacers first half team total over 61.5 was a winner. So nice work there from you. And a couple others. Raven Ron had Giannis over 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That cash by the hook. Cash is a cash. Nice work. D Rose, a legend, had the Grizzlies with me. We definitely took that one to the window. And there were a lot of people on those Jazz. Ray on the Jazz. Peter on the Jazz. Brian H on the Jazz. Jay Gill on the Jazz. A lot of people cashed on the Jazz. And I got to salute. Got to salute. That was nice work done on that one. Let me see a couple more here. TP Jet had the Bulls plus 5.5. That was a good call. Nice 23-point comeback win. Sharon had the Heat first quarter minus a half. That was a winner. Christopher Chapman went with Oklahoma minus 130, a winner. Deep Fried Tie had Dayton minus 1.5, which was a winner. So there was some nice work done in the chat. Shout out to you guys. Let's see if we can do even better here today. And let's keep going down some of these comments. Antonio Springs says, Skee, that is dope. You and Kyle doing the NBA show today. Yeah, I don't have, I've never met him or talked to him, but seems like a cool guy. And we'll see if we can, help some people make some money today. Looking forward to doing that show later. Raven Ron, I think the undercast on that one. Yeah, dear. Boofer keeps the receipts. You got to watch it around Boofer. He's not letting nobody get away with anything. Majestic Mile in the building. Yes, sir. Nice work, Raven Ron. What up, Nucky? Let me see. Yeah, J Money, that was one of my winners. J Money 029 says Rockets plus 8.5 cash last night. Dogs getting hot. I was one of them. I got to the window with it. Bill Horton says, been cashing consistently on some best bets I get here. Thank you all. Nice work. We all here to, beat the bookie together. Ben liking some dogs today. Says looking at the Pistons and Pels. We'll talk about it. We'll absolutely talk about it. And yeah, shout out to Nucky. He said he caught that Kyrie prop. So did Wham Bam. And I got to the window with it. So like I said, we all working here together, man. All working here together. Nice work on that for sure. Nucky and Wham Bam. Let's see. Sean Evans in the building. He had the Knicks game over. Bryce already he says I'm seeing how much money I'm throwing on Detroit today. The biggest dog on the board thinks that's where I'm looking. Sasha reminding everybody to hit the like button. So appreciate that. A lot of comments, and a lot of the comments do come in because I was late. And that's usually how it goes. But I want to get through them. I mean, you guys take the time to put them in here. Eddie Cash reminding everybody to hit the like button. I want to get through them as well. What up, Lucky Power? Nice to see you in here. That is very true, Sean. Casey says dirty dogs get you paid. Yes, they do. They've been getting us paid. PZ says keep riding those dogs, Skee. That's been the best thing smoking for us right now. Appreciate you, Brian. All right, all right. And David, one of those people that got the membership yesterday. I did give out 5 on the late show in the beginning and 5 at the end. So nice to see that. And yes, Damani says DeJounte Murray might get traded today. Wait to take the Hawks. And I wouldn't be in a rush to take anybody today. I mean, the trade deadline is at 12. Some stuff does, happen slightly after 12 that they were already working on. But I don't think you should be in a rush to make a lot of bets today. By later on in the evening, you can see a lot of big line moves, and they're going to be line moves for a reason because guys are being traded. What up, KD? Appreciate you tuning in. This is how it's been lately, Casey. If Skee gives out a favorite run, the deadline is today, isn't it? Oh, today is Wednesday. Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. So yeah, I'm tripping. Anyway, let's get to it. We got how many games? We got 7 games on the slate again. Seems like we get 7 every day lately. So we'll go through them in rotation order, and will start with 501, 502. Toronto Raptors heading into Charlotte to take on the Hornets. Opened up Raptors minus 6.5. They're 7.5 point favorite now. Total open 226.5, and it's down 1 point to 2. Or the consensus is still 226, but I do see some 225.5s. Injury report. Gary Trent Jr. probable. Porter game time decision. Noel out for the Raptors. For the Hornets, Mark Williams, Kyle Lowry, LaMelo all out. Frank Ntilikina, Cody Martin, and Gordon Hayward all game time decision. This is one of my least favorite games today. Neither one of these teams are doing anything good. Just looking at the last 5 game sets, they're both like bottom 5 in all the categories that I care about. And to see that and look at the Raptors, laying anything, I really think if I have to pick, it would have to be the Hornets. Raptors are the 3rd worst defensive rated team last 5 games, and they've only covered 4 of their last 12. We're going to expect them to come in here and win by any kind of a margin when we can't expect them to get stops. Like I always say, that's not something I'm interested in doing. I know the Hornets have been poor too. They've looked a lot like they don't care, but they are coming off of a cover versus the Lakers, and they have been the better defensive team, and they're at the house. So only way I would play this game would be the Hornets. There's no way I could lay with either team. Honestly, whoever was the dog would be who I'd be picking in this game. So that should tell you how I feel about it. Don't think I'll get to the window. Let's see. Yeah, worst game for today. I agree. Easy, baby. Shout out to you becoming a member. whenever we get a new member, I do share some stuff for all of my members on that day. So I will have something there for my members a little bit later today. Shout out to you, Easy Baby. Appreciate you becoming a member and supporting the show. What up, Link? David leans Charlotte. Jim Turner liking the over. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. And I think they're right. We'll just move on over. Sean Evans like Brandon Miller over 2.5 threes. But yeah, I'm not interested in taking this game. So we'll move right on over. Next one will be 503, 504 Cavaliers and Wizards. Opened up Cavs minus 10.5. They're now an 11.5 point favorite. Total opened up 237.5. And it's down a few points, down as low as 234. For the injury report on this one, I see Ty Jerome and Thompson out for the Cavs. Bagley and Livers out for this Washington team. Um, well, we can get these ugly games out the way early because this is one of the ugly ones for me. You have Cleveland at a rest disadvantage on the front end of a back to back. They have been playing good basketball though. Top five offensive and defensive rated team last 5 games. They've covered 9 of their last 12. As healthy as they've been in a while. And the Wizards have been one of those teams who they've been good as a road dog. When they've been at the house, not so much. 7-14 is what I have here, and they've only covered 2 of their last 7 games. So just thinking of that, um, I've been really good with the Wizards. That's one of those teams where I've been cashing these dog tickets. It just doesn't seem, even though they have the rest advantage at the house, I can't trust it right here. Um, and it's one of those spots where I usually would try to look towards them. I mean, rest advantage, other team plays tomorrow, so they could save some energy. It's just I've seen them play at home this season. And it's not the same. So I won't be betting Cleveland. I'll say that. I lean, I want to lean Washington, but how can I lean Washington? How can I say I lean Washington if I'm talking like this? I can't bet the Cavs because of the spot. I will not lay double digits with the team at a rest disadvantage on the front end of a back to back. I just don't believe in doing that. So with that said, Wizards are pass, and I pass. Let me see if you guys can see if you guys like this game a little bit more than me, or maybe you guys can help talk me on to something. Sean says dirty dog time. Want to try to I am liking some dogs today. I'm just not sure that this is one of them. Um could only play the Wizards though. Prolific says he loves to play here. David leaning towards Washington. Tasha thinks Washington team total under. So thinking the Cavs play some defense, which they have been lately. Luis just leaning towards the Cavaliers. Dante, another person liking that Wizards team total under. Let's see what Kevin has to say here. It says Wizards last 6 games, they're on a 3-game losing streak, and they're 6-0 to the under, falling short of the total by 19.6 points per game. Maybe they get a little sick of losing and want to D up. Interesting. Yes, Wizards have gone under 7 of their last 8. Cleveland has gone under 8 of their last 12, and 8 of the last 11 meetings between these teams have also gone under. Nets bet says lean Cavs. He says all I do is fade Washington as home dogs all year. But he laid off this game. Interesting. Damani not liking the home court advantage. Says Wizards have no fan support. Interesting. Maybe that's why they're not as amped in these home games. UCapper says Cavs were playing really well. He's leaning towards the under. TP Jet. I gave you a shout out, TP Jet, for that Bulls best bet that you gave for sure. So shout out to you. Kevin Johnson says, road favorite. Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong, huh? Road favorites at a rest disadvantage on the front end of a back to back, where they will be at a rest disadvantage again. So another qualifier for this query. Says 21-5 and 2 ATS since 2019. That's escalated points with the Cavs, huh? Interesting. Another person likes Washington team total under. Tasha says, money line Cavs. No. No money, honey. All right, David. Appreciate you tuning in while you could. And he reminds everybody to smash the like button on his way out. Let's keep moving here. Don't think I'll be getting involved, but I could only look towards the Wizards. Just personally, that's the only way I could bet it. 505, 506, Golden State and Philly. Game opened up Golden State -1.5. They're now a 5-point favorite. Total opened up 237, and it looks like 235.5 right now. Injury report. For why is it not? Okay, for the Warriors, Gary Payton II, Chris Paul both out. Wiggins and Draymond both probable. For the Sixers, they'll be without Melton, Embiid, Covington, and Batum. Looks like Marcus Morris, Maxey, and Daniel House all are game time decision for this contest. Golden State is on the front end of a back to back in this one. They play Indiana tomorrow. We're kind of getting the accent of a line if we want Golden State here. I want to say I even saw them. It's not showing here. It says it opened 1.5 favorites, but I thought they might have been a dog yesterday. I could only look towards. I mean, I don't really want what Philly's selling without Embiid, and especially without Maxey. They've covered, I think, 3 of their last 11. No, one of their last 5, I believe. 1 and 2 as a home dog so far this season. I just don't want any parts of them with how banged up they are right now. So I could only look towards the Warriors. Like I said, I don't like getting the ass end of the line. And Warriors are what, 5-2 ATS their last 7. They're top 5 defensive rated team, rebounding team last 5 games, and have been a better offense. So one way ticket for me here. Only could bet Warriors. If you got it last night, great job to you for beating the line and getting a great number. I do think the Warriors win this game. I think they can cover too. All right. Nucky says if Maxey's out, I guess Philly will win somehow. We tried that once before, and I didn't like what I was seeing. Prolific says, be careful, Skee. Don't hit the mute button again. We only hit the like button on this show. Appreciate you, Prolific. Del Toledo says, I want to bet the Sixers here, but I stayed away. Talk me into it. I could only bet the other side. I can't talk you into it. Tasha says, no, Maxey or Embiid. Warriors going to blow him out. Mario got that early number. Nice job there. What up, S. Dot? Heat took care of business last night. Let's see. J Money agrees. Says, yeah, Golden State opened as an underdog last night. Now it's 5. It's a one-way ticket, man. Let's see. Kevin says 76ers as dogs without Harden, Embiid, and Maxey are 5-3 straight up, 7-1 ATS since last season, covering by 13.8 points per game. I don't know how many games they played this season. My bad. Bear with me for 1 second. Something almost. Just bear with me 1 second here. I don't know how many of those. I know they played 1 this season that they did not cover. I'm not really looking into last season. And now I can't get back on the screen. There we go. Let's get that up just a little bit there. I'm messing up the show, so my bad. My equipment almost just fell down. I did something and it almost just fell down, and it would have completely ruined the show. So my bad on that. I just have to rock it like this for now. Let me get back to the comments before we move on over. Nucky's asking what the Warriors' road record is, ATS. Tell you. I'll pull it up right here. Warriors on the road are 13-8 ATS is what I have here, Nucky. Doobie says the only way to go here is the over. Ski sponsored by water. I almost just ruined everything. I didn't even get to drink no water. I just didn't want you guys to see if I everything fell down. Nucky says, didn't these guys play like a week ago? Um, I'll tell you when they last played as well. They last played January 30th. So yes, a week ago. And Golden State did win 119-107. Appreciate you, Raven Ron. You Cabra says, if anybody needs graphics like that, hit me up. He said he should have put his logo on there. Appreciate you sending it though. All right, Boober says put pants on Skee. One person likes the Sixers tonight. I could not bet the Sixers. So we'll move right along. San Antonio and Miami. And I am interested in talking about this game. Opened up Heat minus 7.5. They're now 8-point favorite. Total open 223.5. And it looks like 226.5. Injury report here. And let me just hit refresh one time. So for the Spurs, I don't see anybody on the injury report. The Heat are on a back-to-back. I just wanted to refresh and double check here. I see Caleb Martin, game time, and I see Highsmith out. This is Spurs team who has 3 days rest compared to 0 for Miami. Spurs are also on the front end of a back-to-back. They play Orlando tomorrow, and Spurs have been playing solid basketball. They've covered 12 of their last 18 games. Miami, 3-8 ATS their last 11. They are healthier right now, though. They are 1-4-1 ATS without rest so far this season. 3-day rest compared to 0. And, Miami hasn't been great laying points this year. Miami actually versus less than 45% win teams are 7-11-2 ATS. So I just don't feel comfortable laying with Miami this kind of a number on a back-to-back, even though yesterday wasn't that taxing. So lean towards the Spurs here, but I'm going to be 1,000% honest with you. Just like I said about the Bulls game yesterday, this game feels fishy to me. It feels like somehow Miami might still win. I can't put my money on it because it's not adding up to me. 1 + 1 = 2. It's not going to tell me to bet Miami here. So I'll stay on the sideline, I think, but I do know I will not lay with Miami. I'm not doing it. Just not. I'll be fine if I stay on the sideline, and I'll bet another game. Let's see if you guys like this one a little bit more. San Antonio Springs says he took the Spurs with the points. Oakley giving Kevin Johnson some credit for his system plays. Tasha likes the Spurs early. Majestic Mike likes the Spurs. Ryan does not like the Spurs. He took their team total under. First game of a 9-game road trip. Yeah, rodeo road trip for the Spurs. They do this, every year, right? Only the first game of it, though. What up? Okay, watch this. Luis says Miami, second leg of back-to-back. Spurs, non-divisional / conference with 3 days rest coming up. Boston Sunday, and Miami got blown out by C's last game. Big look ahead, in my opinion. Give me the Spurs +8. I think the money line is live, he says. Interesting. Trayvon says, what do I think about Butler triple-double? I don't really have a strong opinion, and I don't know the odds. Kevin says, Heat at home laying 6+ points in a non-divisional game. 114-1 ATS. Fell in the cover by an average of 10 points per game since last season. If their opponent is one of the less than 40% win team, 2-5 straight up, 0-7 ATS, fell in the cover by an average of 16. And this is how I was feeling. This is backing up how I was feeling a little bit here. Like, I can't be laying like this kind of a number with the Heat. I just cannot. So I will put the Spurs. I was thinking about them earlier. That'll give me a little bit more confidence to, put them on my short list again here. See if I can get to the window. I know I cannot lay with the Heat. I don't know why the line is like this either. 3-day rest compared to 0. Bryce says Miami 1-4-1 without rest. Average margin -8 in the first quarter alone, he's saying. So maybe take the Spurs early. S. Warrior going with his Heat says first half they should roll. Said they should be up by 15. Says they're still building on chemistry with everyone healthy. Tariq says he can't trust it after the back to back. CH is asking if I think the Spurs first half or full game is better. My thought process would be one team has 3 days rest, one team has zero. The longer the game goes on for the team who's unrested, the more they're at a disadvantage. So I would say full game. That would be my opinion. Just logic for me. Manny's not a fan of this card. David Martin says it's heat time. They're playing like they're getting their rhythm. Says it's hard for him to bet though. And Tasha likes Bam over 3.5 assists. Right now likes the under. We'll keep going here, but I do like that stat by Kevin. Maybe push some people in the right direction or in the direction of those San Antonio Spurs. 509, 510, Hawks and Celtics. Game opened up Celtics minus 11.5. You now see them minus 12.5. Total open 244. And it looks like 243.5. Injury report here. For the Hawks, it looks like DeJounte Murray, game time decision. He was downgraded to questionable earlier, and you know they've been shopping him. So you never know if he's getting traded today. Capella is out. And then for Boston, you have Drew Holiday, a game time decision. So I would like to know the status of Murray. Might be one of those things you have to wait a little bit later to really get it. But Hawks, if you look at Hawks season long stats, you're not going to want to bet them for the rest of the year. If you look at how they've been playing lately, they've been pretty damn good, pretty competitive. I know they've covered 3 of their last 4. They've been the number 1 offense last 5 games and number 3 rebounding team. The defense has still been suffering, but the offense has been enough, to carry them over. Celtics have only covered 1 of their last 5 games. Not playing their best basketball right now, but they are at a rest advantage. How I think is, and it could not go this way now that he's been selected to All Star, but I feel like the Hawks started to play better when Trey had the All Star snub, taking it personal, and then they've just been playing a little bit better ever since. So combination of that and just how good the offense has been lately, I think the Hawks can keep up in this game. I would only look towards the Hawks plus. Best number right now is 12.5. But again, Murray gets rolled out, you'll get an even better number. And might be worth waiting, is what I'm trying to say here. But I'm looking towards the Hawks in this game. Let's see how you guys see it. And it could also be an over game too. But I want to try to get there with the Hawks. McGinnis in the building. McGinnis says, completely agree with you on that, Skee. It's about the full game. The longer the game goes, the more the fatigue hits. And he also says, think it's a big misunderstanding people have that a team will start slow, but they actually just get more tired as the game goes on. Love the angle for full game. Glad that we agree on that. And hope all is well with you over there, McKinnis. Nets bets coming against my thought process, at least. He likes the Celtics minus 12.5. Says he doesn't like a single matchup for the Hawks. Boston beat them November 26th by 10, laying 7.5 without KP or Drew. And he says Murray's questionable. Capella's out. Hawks, 14 and 36 ATS. Not good defensively, not good shooting the 3. Not good defensively, not good defending the 3. And Boston takes and makes the most 3s in the NBA. I hear you on that. Good points. Very good points. I would just I would argue that this Atlanta team is playing a little bit different over the past week than any other part of the season. But you made a lot of valid points there, Nets bets. We'll see how it shakes out. I'm not on the Hawks yet, so it's not a head-to-head. I'll root for you for now, unless I get to the window. Sean Evans thinks the Hawks could upset. Dante likes the first quarter team total under 28.5. Says Boston playing teams that dropped 135 plus in the previous meeting, averaged 22.9. That's an interesting stat. Appreciate you sharing that. They put up more defensive effort when they see them the second time around. David says Hawks playing good ball, gonna ride with them. Darren also leaning towards the Hawks. Tasha took the Hawks plus 12.5. Brian asking about the team total. Siete Catorce, he's liking the Hawks. A lot of people liking the Hawks here in the chat. S. Warrior says Celtics at home. Taking for granted again. Celtics will not hold back. Celtics do care about winning at home. They absolutely do. Booper says 3 hours ago, the Hawks don't appear to have an offer on the table, including multiple first round picks for DeJounte Murray. So he's saying that he thinks he's going to be out there. Yeah, would only take the Hawks here. And Louis says, in case people don't know, Andrew McKinnis is the hockey whisperer. The man is the truth. So make sure you give him a follow over there on Twitter. I don't know your Twitter name, but I'll look it up because I want to shout it out. I'm not sure if it's your name. I know it has McKinnis in it, but I don't know everybody's Twitter name. McKinnis Picks is what it is. McKinnis Picks. So make sure you give him a follow. And let's see. Marcus said he dropped his like. Appreciate you. Let's keep going. We have 2 more games left. And I think the last 2 are pretty interesting as well. Last 3 games the most interesting to me, my opinion. So next game up, we have 5-11, 5-12. Pelicans, Clippers. Opened up Clippers minus 6.5. Looks like 6.5 still. Total open 235, and that is down to a consensus of 231.5. Injury report. And let me just hit refresh here a little bit. For the Pelicans, Zion is game time. Najee Marshall is game time. And Clippers look pretty healthy. So this game, it's a little bit tough, but I was kind of just thinking if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, when I think about it and talk about it out loud, Pelicans have been a great first half team all season. Clippers have been really good first half too. So let me just put some numbers to what I'm saying. Let's click right here, team rankings. Average first half margin. Pelicans are number 2. Clippers are number 3. So both have been great. If I look at how both teams have been playing lately, Clippers, bottom 10 defensive rated team. It's a little bit of a red flag for me there. Like I always say, I don't want to be laying with teams who I can't expect to get stops. And it doesn't mean they're a bad defensive team. It just means they haven't been playing the best defense lately. And a lot of that could be, they just played Atlanta in a high scoring game. But Pelicans have been the better defense lately. They've been the better rebounding team. Pelicans 9-5-1 as a road dog. Clippers, though, they've covered 8 out of 10. I mean, it's tough to back up either side. I'll just say this. If I'm going to bet this game, I do not want the Pelicans for 48 minutes. They've had a lot of trouble closing games. I would get in and get out with Pelicans plus 3.5. And I don't feel as comfortable as I would like to feel. So as of now, it's just a lean. But only way for me to get involved here is that first half, New Orleans plus 3.5. Let's see if the chat agrees or how you guys feel about this one. Daniel says if Zion plays, he likes the first half to cover. Majestic Mike says Pell's money line. Del Toledo liking that first half plus 3.5 as well. Says teams off a long road trip, usually sluggish in the first half. Let's see. Dan says Pell's first half plus 4. Why overthink it? Mario gives a point, says hard to bet against the Clippers. San Antonio Springs liking those Pels with the points if Zion is in as well. Seems like everybody's in agreement. They need Zion in to get involved with these Pelicans. Tasha says, the Clippers on fire. TP says, Clippers can't keep doing this shit. Man, I might have to stay on the sideline for this game. I can't lie. Let's see what we got here. Main A says Random fact, Kawhi, first player ever to average 25 points on 50, 50, 90 shooting splits through any 30 game span. Yeah, he's balling. Dante says Pelicans averaging double-digit losses this season. Avenging double-digit losses this season. My bad. 4-1 straight up. 5-0 ATS. No, that's not making sense. This is written wrong. 5-0 straight up. 4-1 ATS. This is confusing me. I'm sorry, Dante, but this is written very confusing. 4-1. How's it? Okay. That's what I'm seeing wrong. 4-1 straight up. 5-0 against the spread. 4-1 to the over. Winning the first quarter by 10 and first half by 13. I get it. That's my bad. UCapper says when traveling from road to home versus the rest of the team, Clippers are 1-6 ATS, 5-2 to the under, averaging 112.7 per game. Same spot against the Pelicans in November, and the Pelicans won that game outright, 106-116. So it says it's not a good spot for these Clippers tonight. Ronell thinking about the under. I'm not really thinking about getting involved in the total. Darren says, Skee, you would take Hawks or Pels? Asking which one I would prefer. I think I would prefer the Hawks right now. I would prefer the Hawks right now. Boober says, keep reading the whole sentence, Skee. All right, let's get over to the last game on the slate. And that is 5-13, 5-14. Pistons heading into Sacramento to take on the Kings. Opened Kings minus 11.5. They're now 13-point favorites. Total open 244.5, and it's down to 242. Sasha Vasenkov continues to be game time decision for these Kings. For the Pistons, they'll be without Isaiah Stewart. Both Cade and Bogdanovich are game time decision tonight. And that's a hell of a lot of offense that you could be missing for this Portland team. I mean, for this Detroit team. Detroit is on the front end of a back-to-back. They play Portland tomorrow. Detroit does have the rest advantage, 2 days to 1. And Detroit has been playing pretty good basketball lately. They've covered, 9 of their last 11 games. They've covered 6 straight games as double-digit dogs. And this season, as a double-digit dog with the rest advantage, they're 2-0. Kings, as a double-digit favorite so far this season, 1-3 ATS. They've covered 2 of their last 7 games at the house. And this is their first game back at home after, I think, a 7-game road trip. So a big flat spot for the Kings, in my opinion. I can't back the Kings here. Flat spot after the long road trip. Pistons playing good. I could only look towards the Pistons. Rest advantage. Everything is saying Pistons. Pistons just haven't been very good defensively. But last 5 games, they've been the better offensive team and the better rebounding team. I just think this is too many points for the Kings right now. To lay this many points, you have to be able to do a couple things well for me. Shoot the 3 well, defend the 3 well. That's how you create separation. Kings are the second worst team defending the 3. And they're not top 10 shooting it either. So I could only fade the Kings. I could only look towards the Pistons plus the 13 points. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see if you guys are in agreement with me. Tasha likes the first half plus 8. Says they've been covering in the first half. Toledo looks like he likes the first half as well. Also mentioning that trade there. Luis likes the Pistons. Brian says can't do anything without knowing about Cade. Yeah, I don't like Cade and Boggy being on that injury report. Barry says Pistons money line. Is that dirty enough, Skee? That's filthy right there. That might be a little bit too dirty for me right there. Saturated agrees you can't trust the Kings to lay 12. Kevin says home favorites coming off a 7+ game road trip versus a non-conference opponent are 0-6 ATS, fell in the cover by 10.6 points per game. Well, is this how far does this go back? That's what I wonder there, Kevin Johnson. And he says road non-conference dogs between, and this is his other banking on his other authoring his other query a little bit. Road non-conference dogs between 10 and 13 points who are rested, who have more than who are rested versus an opponent with less than 2 days rest. So equal rest or equal or more rest, I think is what this one is saying. 16-1 ATS since January 4th of last season. Appreciate you sharing that, Kevin. David says D-Town plus 12. Everybody's pretty much in agreement here. Sean likes Ivy over 1.5 threes. Lit Picks likes the Pistons and the over. Kevin reminds us that the Kings have Nuggets on deck. Dante likes the first half team total for the Pistons. Says can't play though until we know about Cade and Boggy. Dan says Pistons first half looks better. Tasha's right. They've been fire. I think they've covered 8 of the last 10 first halves, something like that. Nez bets. Here we go. Kings minus 13. Says I do understand why a lot of guys I know on Detroit. I don't care. I got the Kings running Detroit out the building again. Kings playing good. Off bad L to the Cavs. I think Bogey sits. Hurts this offense. Maybe K too. They've been playing good. Have they been covering? That's what I'm asking. I mean, if they're playing good, they've been covering, right? What's their ATS numbers lately? And I'm asking that seriously because I don't have it on my paper. But I don't think they've been covering. He says, I agree. It's a bad travel spot. Don't care. Pistons going to be missing too much here. Maybe Pistons compete next game at Portland. Kings get what they best, and Sabonis goes crazy. Looks easy to take plus 13. Look easy to take the Jazz yesterday, too, and the Jazz won. So doesn't always work out that way. That looks easy. But I hear you. I don't think it looks easy. I think people I hear what you're saying. They cover so many games. Why are they still plus 13? I just disagree. UCapper says Pistons are 7-2 against the spread without Cade. Yeah, I mean, we just saw the Grizzlies last night with absolutely nobody. Still able, I mean, Kings could be up in this game and then not care anymore at the end. And Pistons can come back door. It's a lot of ways the Pistons can win this game. And if we think that they're going to be in it in the first half, I mean, that's giving me even more confidence to back the Pistons. Nesbeth says, I just mean better basketball in general. The Kings with some quality wins, but you're probably right about covering. We shall see. We got through the entire NBA card. And I got a lot on my short list here. One thing I didn't mention too is I was looking at Kuminga props. He's been killing it lately, thinking about betting on him. That would be my one player prop if I was betting one. I did see my guy Wham Bam put it in this morning and talked about it yesterday. So on that note, it is about that time. You've been around. You know what to do right now. For the people who are new, everybody drops their best bets in the chat. Just put best bet next to it. Put the number of the line that you're getting and no more than 2 best bets, please. That's the rules for the show. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't placed a bet yet myself, but I have a lot that I like. And I was just waiting to see if some injury news or trade news or something would happen before I made a move. So, and honestly, I was thinking, I had my days mixed up. I was thinking that today was the trade deadline, and I was just going to wait till 12, till the deadline hit to make my plays. But since it's till tomorrow, I can start to try to make some decisions here. So while you guys put your best bets in the chat, let me just take a look here. And I will, let me see. So this is what I'll do. As of right now, let me get to some of these best bets in the chat first, and then I'll do what I'm doing there. So best bet. Del Toledo likes first half Pistons, first half Pelicans. Shit, the Couture say going with the Hawks plus 12. Tim H likes the Warriors. Sean Evans likes the Wizards. Looks like Lip Picks is going with the Spurs plus 8 and Harden under 17.5 points. James Carr likes the Hornets plus 7.5. Nets Bet says his tops are Celtics and Kings. Says knew they wouldn't be popular, and even if you whoop my ass today, I still love you. You know it's all love all the time. We'll see how it shakes out for both of us, for everybody. Manzy Man, best bet Auburn and Cal moneyline parlay. Says I just joined yesterday and took an L on my first best bet, but starting a 5-0 streak. That's the right attitude. We bounced back today. Couple best bets on the Spurs coming in here. And for you guys watching on the replay, you can still see the live chat. You just have to click the comment section, scroll over or scroll over on the comment section, click it, and then it's the live chat replay. And you can see all of the best bets being dropped here. It may take a little bit of time after the show ends, but it will pop up. And yeah, just if you guys are looking for it. And if you're on the desktop, it's in the right top hand corner. So I'm gonna do something here that I don't do all the time, but it is what it is, man. We got a new member today, so I am gonna share some of my stuff with my members again. Whenever we get new members, I do that on that day. So I'll share my short list for now, and I will be making decisions very shortly. I told you why I didn't make a move yet because I thought I was mistakenly thinking the trade deadline was today. But short list right now: Pelicans first half plus 3.5, Pistons plus 13, Hawks plus 12.5, Kaminga over 19.5 points, Spurs plus 8. That is my short list for today. So I'm going to get off of here, do my timestamps, and get to locking some in, and I'll share with my members a little bit later. Like I always say, show is absolutely nothing without you guys in the chat. Y'all are the best. A lot of great information, a lot of great handicappers, and we know how to have a great time as well. So with that said, look at Boofer says, not even over 110 likes. Damn, man. Damn. It's all good though. Best of luck on all your action. I will be doing another show, like was mentioned, with Kyle Kerms, if you're familiar with him. So you can check on that at 1 p.m. And I'll catch you guys back on the channel tomorrow. Good luck tonight. Peace.